Hey, what's up, people, man? The funniest thing I gotta tell you. I have to say, I find Laycool similar to DX. And you like way see how it's you see how Layla's kind of like Shawn Michaels because she like does the backup entertainment and jokes, and Michelle McCool is similar to Triple H because you know she kind of like leads the and everything. But you could see like many differences because the problem is with Layla's in-ring ability, because I heard it on someone else on thoughts of her and her in-ring ability, and you can see her, like, even though she her competition and she competes, you can see her as a more serious character. But then when you hear more, the heel character's been getting more silly. See, like, I saw a match where Michelle and Layla actually face each other. They're winning, I didn't see many matches, but I'll probably assume that Layla probably match out of their other matches they face each other. That's probably like during their historical feud, but stuff is history though. But when you see them together as an alliance, Michelle and Layla, Michelle McCool does most of their in-ring competition. That's why I compare it to Triple H a bit, because even though she gets a lot, still theory, always has an eye for the championship. Also, she looks very serious, always willing to fight and willing to, she's kind of aggressive too, and willing to win the match, so. And then Layla, she's kind of a good job. When you see her, she kind of gets better Phoenix. Layla does get some advantages and stuff, but on hand, Beth Phoenix gets most advantage, like, on the underhand or hand, but you see her like how she's beat almost like in 3 minutes. It's like a jobbing match. It's almost like a squash match, except she gets some ability in there. It's not like a complete squash match. But on other thoughts, when you if you see her build more seriousness in her, she could be like almost like Shawn Michaels, like. Layla like built to her more like serious in-ring ability, because like you could finally like see the similarity between her and Shawn Michaels. See, with Shawn Michaels, at least he's more serious in the ring. Even he jokes around a lot, but you can see him like at least he's very intense, and it's like he doesn't, even though he may lose him to like a jobbing match. So they're trying to do like probably like too much entertainment with the divas, but I can see like why it is. I thought they would get ovations, because mostly I hear a lot of boos with Team Laycool, and that's what really builds us. And I think they're like probably one of the few heels who get like all the boos, even though Maurice is also a heel. And but Laycool, they're like Jesus like lame, but any of that. But if you like see McCool show, she's like. Her moves are not really as similar as Triple H, because Triple H has more power, but she probably has more finesse and more power too, and more aggression. And that's why I kind of find similar with her and Triple H. And with Layla, it's like, I can't even compare her to Shawn Michaels, because the problem is with Shawn Michaels, at least he still has in-ring ability and can compete on his own. The problem is with Layla, she probably tries to get help from Michelle McCool most of the time, and like this is how they win frequent tag team matches. And with Layla, she'll win matches, but mostly in tag team matches. But see her character, it's like she can't compete. It's like she's too much as a jobber. And I think if they build her really more with the show's intense, they could be like similar to DX. But I think it would be interesting if they turn faces, because they can like do the same pranks they did, like said when they were heels. They did Layla was dressed as Mick James. Kind of be how Shawn Michaels was dressed as Shane McMahon, and he says almost similar stuff he says to Shane, but except Michelle McCool wasn't dressed. But it would have been interesting, because it reminded me when DX had that feud with the McMahons. The McMahons were angry, but not really hurtful. They just got tired of the prank. But you see how Mickey James and the McMahons took a different approach on how to ease up the pranks. But the problem was, as Mickey James a face, she would sometimes get help from Maria. And I think if Shawn McCool like sees Maria, so she'll be like, man, a bit, but really compared to the top owners of the company, but the storylines was like similar, except James took a different approach of how to handle those, the teasings and stuff, but not juvenile pranks, and with, Layla and McCool do the similar teasing, but the problem is DX does more pranks, and they do more, like, more silly and entertaining stuff, like, they do prank on break. Furthermore, they would do other jokes like the DCS shirts. They do a lot of the stuff that would entertain the crowd, but with Laycool, it's like you get disgusted by it. And I think, pranks aren't really, like, problems with the characters, it's too limited. I think it's too limited in emotional stuff, and I think that it kind of over-limits the character, but if you get the Royal Rumble got their payback by pouring the cake all over by numerous of the divas, so I think that's definitely payback, and you see Mr. McMahon do the same thing, except Triple H get revenge, they get angry and try to fight back, but with just to get the time back, and then they give Vicky a resource and all his heel, they get more resource, and that's kind of suit, so with Andrew, so seems similar, like the high school cool boys, cool. Seem more similar, starting to acknowledge that they've seen November and man, it's like so much really because they do like similar, but they do proud, so it's kinda interesting to see more of that and more what they can, but with Layla's in-ring ability, kind of like, she needs to like, her in-ring ability needs to be different, that's all I'm gonna say. I mean, it's kind of like it needs to make us tough as Shawn Michaels, and it has more with finesse. But she does have similar finesse and stuff, but they could at least win that on her own, and that's like, actually build this as Shawn Michaels, and I think that personality, but this different a bit, and now they have two championships, almost like DX tag team championships. I think they need the tag teams, because I think Laycool could be the first champion, though. Yeah, I'm sure they'll today, Jax was here to say, but yeah, they went around two championships, so with people thinking, you think wrong, so I think, I didn't think we were gonna split up, but prize, stay with Team McCool, expect them to have two ships. So, I don't think they should feud Logan, so it'll be hard to rate RKO, and with Bell Twins like rated RKO, they can have a similar series feud, and with more intense and tenacity as they'll fight for those women's whole championship for them as champion. And if the Bell Twins wins the championship, every championship, and I think that could be a romantic brand, and I think that's what's gonna boost up the crowd, and I think that's gonna make it interesting to have similar connection and similar lineup. As much as but we're gonna see what's on next. Even though Friday Night SmackDown already passed, but I haven't saw it yet.